Hey there, welcome to the Blue Sky Sanctuary. That's my property in the Baja in Mexico, where I've been living part-time since 2018 and full-time off-grid since 2022, sharing as much as I can on the channel with you about what I've been learning through my own personal experience. And today, thanks to your votes of an overwhelming 85%, we are going on a tour of Todos Santos. Before we hop in the truck, I just want to forewarn you that a really unfortunate incident happened during the filming of this video. And I took some time to decide whether or not I was going to share it with you. I decided to share it because I feel like it's kind of my job and obligation to share honestly what my experiences are here in Mexico. And so that is at the end of the video, and we'll still end on a positive note as always. And I appreciate you being here. And for now, we're going to jump into the truck and tour into town. Hey guys, so you asked for a tour of town. I'm giving you a tour. The drive is slow and bumpy, so I'm going to take advantage of technology as much as I can throughout this video so that we can cover as much ground as possible. I'm going to take you behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, in the middle of the scenes. And here I just want to mention, this is one of my favorite coffee shops, La Esquina. It's a beautiful place. If you come here to visit, definitely worth popping your head in. It's so much more than a coffee shop. It's a beautiful venue for live music, and a market happens there once a week. And on the back wall, there's just this beautiful mural. You can see this kind of art shows up all over town. Todos Santos is a town that celebrates art and music a lot, and I love that about it. We're going to head into town together. I'm going to take you to some landmark sites and also some not so well-known spots and some of my favorite places to eat. Basically, I'm just going to cover as much ground as I can with you in as short a time as possible. So here we are at Plaza Centro. This is kind of the town square. It's just in front of the church. A lot of events are held here. And this beautiful piece of art, you're going to see it later on in the video, being made by an incredible artist that was featured at the Tropic of Cancer Art Festival that we recently had. And basically around here we've got a little theater on the left there, and we've got galleries and many stores selling many trinkets and souvenirs and gifts for all the tourists. And then we have the beautiful church right here. This is one of a few of the most beautiful streets in town. So colorful, and just layers upon layers of art, really, from the big murals on the wall to the beautiful flags in the sky to the vehicles that seem to have been left here, artistic in their own way, and the beautiful buildings. This is a moringa tree growing wild in town. These flowers are full of nutrients. Well, everything on the tree is full of nutrition. The greens, the flowers, the pods. But if I could harvest what's on this tree and sell it, it'd be worth a lot of money. And it's just growing wild here. This is the tree that I've started to grow foremost at my property. It's super fast growing and full of nutrition. So we're going to time travel back to the Tropic of Cancer art show that I mentioned earlier. This is the creation of that incredible piece that you saw in El Centro. And we're going to go inside. This beautiful building is called Oestera. They just made this in the last handful of years, and they've done an incredibly beautiful job. This is some of the amazing art that was featured in the art show. If you want contact info for that art, look in the description of this video. This is behind Oestera, and you can see beautiful gardens on different levels. There was live music playing. I had to dub it out for copyright reasons, and then you can see the back of the building there. It's just gorgeous, and they have really good food there too. And here I'm trying to take you on a tour of the inside. There's massive trees growing inside this building. There's giant fish tanks, there is art, there's clothing stores and gift shops, of course, just all sorts of good stuff. Another art show. If you're catching the theme here, Todos Santos is a Pueblo Magico as deemed by the government of Mexico, and that is thanks to its culture, its heritage, its focus on the arts and music. And Frida is also celebrated here a great deal, which I love.
Images of her and her art can be found all over town, and yes, she's an icon here for sure.
So this is one of my favorite spots to get tacos. It's George's Tacos or Harvey's Tacos. And besides being super inexpensive, it's also just fast and easy and good. You get all your fresh toppings, you help yourself, and I love it. I also get to use my to-go container here. Actually, I get to use that to-go container everywhere. Nowhere has denied me use of it. So I have saved over the years probably 100 to-go containers, getting to use my glass one from I've had it from back in Canada. Anyway, this is one of my favorite spots to eat. So there's my delicious fish tacos, super generous. And then I just put this little plastic bag. And I get to help myself to all the toppings. There's coleslaw and pico de gallo and onions. Just tons of good, fresh, delicious toppings. And if you're looking at this and thinking, oh, that doesn't look very sanitary, well, all I can tell you is I have never had an upset stomach eating here. Not once. And I've been eating here for years. So, super good. 70 pesos. You can also go around the corner and eat at a beautiful restaurant like this one for 700 pesos. You have lots of options in this town, that's for sure. When I want to go next level for nourishing food and drink, I will go to Tierra Santa in the center of town behind the bus station. They have incredible drinks and food there, and you will be tempted by the bakery that's just beside it, but this is definitely a great place to visit and one of my favorites. So this is one of the open air markets that is here year round. It is filled with artisan crafts, like high quality, handmade, traditionally made art. And you will find the artists here at times actually working on their crafts and creating just incredible gifts for yourself or gifts for your loved ones. There's also tons of like tourist trinkets here, bottle openers and magnets and, you know, Todos Santos t-shirts and that sort of thing. But it's a beautiful place to visit. It's here all year. So whatever time of year you come to visit, you will see this beautiful structure. Before we leave town, I want to share one more art exhibit with you, and then we're going to go to the beach and we're going to go to a couple of markets and then wrap this tour up. And because Todos Santos is such a tourist town, we get art exhibits like this one relatively often. They are incredible gifts to the town and hopefully worthwhile for the artists to go through the trouble of bringing their art here, because there's enough people here to make it worth their while. This particular art exhibit is one of my favorites. It's been here about a month. Everything you see is made from upcycled material, things out of the landfill, and they've been so incredibly well put together. Maybe one of my favorite ones, the music theme with the wings. And this horse is just stunning. And this is all against the beautiful backdrop of the church. So next on our tour is Mercado Ranchero. It is moments like these that I'm sharing with you here that really make me love Mexico. Just the little girl chasing the dog, and there's an open fire burning like 15 feet away and nobody's concerned. The dog's free, not on a leash, and everything is just tranquilo here, honestly. Anyway, this market is incredible. You can get all the fresh produce you want and all your meat produce as well, cheese, bones, everything. It's such a great place to shop. While that open air market is awesome,
The grocery store at the end of my street gives it a great run for its money. I love this grocery store mostly because of how much fresh produce it has. So we're just circling by the eggs here. So you're gonna see me drop off my carton that I get to bring back with me and reuse and have been reusing for months and months. And I'm going to tour you around just so you can see how much fresh produce is here. All that we just walked past, plus all the melons here and cantaloupes, and then all of the refrigerated produce. And you can also see all the dried chilies and peppers and cinnamon and cloves and very little packaging, which is great. There's a tiny little fresh bakery stand there for your fresh buns and whatnot. And basically, I know you're interested in eggs these days and the cost of eggs. I can choose my own here. There's brown, there's white, they're all so fresh. And a dozen costs 49 pesos, which you can see on the receipt there. I included on the screen for you. You can also see that all these groceries that I picked up, there's brown beef, chicken, carrots, peppers, fresh spinach, rice, eggs, potatoes, lemons, tomatoes, and bananas. And it all came to 268 pesos, which is like 13 US dollars. Okay guys, we're in the final stretch now, but I figured no tour of Todos Santos would be complete without a trip to the beach. So that's where we're headed, and I'm taking you to one of the most beautiful entrances that I know of. And it's a beautiful palm tree lined street, and there's it's a beautiful area. Unfortunately, there was a fire here in the last year or two, so the trees have been a bit burned, but you can see it's definitely rejuvenating itself. And we're coming up to the location of where the really unfortunate incident occurred. But what I should have done was turned left right there and parked. But no, I went up to the top here and I parked in front of this residence who has put signs saying no parking because they don't want you parking there. But I was just planning to run into the beach, capture this footage for you because I'd already got the beach footage. I just wanted you to see the pathway in, and I thought I'd be there for 2 minutes. But once I got to this point, I saw a whale in the distance, so I was like, oh, let me try to capture that whale. And then I remembered that there's the estuary just on the other side of this beach, and I wanted to capture that footage. And so I ended up being here for about 10-15 minutes, and when I came back, I found my windshield had been smashed. So we're heading back home following our adventure, and this is the unfortunate incident that happened during the filming of this video. That's all I'm going to say about it while I'm driving.
So we're back at the sanctuary, safe and sound, and wrapping up this tour. And before I say goodbye, I'll just touch on this incident to share with you my feelings about it, which are basically, I don't think that this happened because I'm in Mexico. I don't think this is a Mexico thing. I think this is I parked in the wrong place and someone was just being an absolute asshole. And that's unfortunate, but that happens everywhere. I've had incidents like this happen back in Canada as well, not with my vehicle, but with my houses being broken into and things like that. So take this incident with a grain of salt, or if you would, don't paint all of Mexico with this dark colored brush because you think, oh my gosh, these terrible things happened. It's just life, you know. I've been here for more than a handful of years, and this is the first act of aggression that I've been on the receiving end of. So on that note, I did want to get back to the sanctuary to talk about it, because when I came back from the beach and saw this, I was genuinely scared. I didn't know if that person was waiting to have an altercation with me, or, you know, who knows what. I just didn't know, but it was super unsettling. So I did jump in my truck and get the hell out of there as quickly as I could. But now that I'm safe and sound and some time has passed, I feel fine with it. But what is maybe different about this happening here and happening up north, where I'm from in Canada, or maybe you are in the US, is how it's handled. So I am not going to be going to the police. I don't really feel like it's worth the time or effort or energy, and I don't think it's going to have any kind of outcome, like any kind of positive outcome. So I'm not going to waste my time. And that is something that I did sign up for when I moved to Mexico. I know that it's not an overly policed state, and I actually appreciate that about this place. So they just don't get all in your business, and I appreciate that. I'm grateful that it's a little on the passenger side so I can still see when I'm driving, and it's going to be fixed next week. But Having said all that, if you are inspired to contribute to the fixing of my windshield, I'll put some links in the description and ways that you can donate if you're so inspired. If not, it's all good. I have absolutely accepted the reality, and I think we will leave it there. I hope that it was fun for you to see some of the things around town. I could have made this video twice the length that it has been, but I know that people's time is valuable and attention span is short, so I tried to make it as short as I could. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Any questions, put them in the comments. You know I love hearing from you. It's your interactions and questions that inspire me to come back week after week and make new content. So thank you for tuning in. Take good care, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.
It'll look pretty, but they're so content. They're all like hanging and chilling. Don't make